So I just want to make a political observation about the left and the right, and I think you'll agree I'm right about this, unless you're a lefty. Uh, well, if you're right-handed, that means you're not left-handed. So if you're right-handed, you're probably a Republican. If you're left-handed, you're probably a Democrat. If you're ambidextrous, you're probably libertarian, or no, you're probably independent. But does the left hand know what the right hand's doing? You should never let the left hand know what the right hand's doing, especially in politics. So you can see I'm right about this. So if you're not right, that means that you're left. And if you're left out, well, that means you're probably apolitical. So if you want to be part of the political process, you don't want to be left out. You want to be right about that. So if you're right, that means you're conservative. If you're left, that means you're probably liberal. If you're in the center, you're probably a liberal conservative or conservatively liberal. So the whole left-right thing I don't really understand. Probably best to be in the center, especially when driving. Well, no, it depends. Now, if you're going to make a left from a right-hand lane, you don't want to do that. You want to take a right when you're driving on a right-hand lane. Now, if you're in the left lane, you want to take a left. You don't want to go right when you're turning left, and you don't want to go left when you're turning right. So, what about a U-turn? Well, if you do a U-turn, that probably takes you back to where you began, which means you weren't right to begin with because you took the wrong lane and the wrong turn. You took a left turn when you should have taken a right turn, or a right turn when you should have taken a left turn, which led you to a U-turn. So you might not turn at all. Anyway, you weren't right. You were probably left. So, and you need both hands, by the way, when you're driving. You can't be ambidextrous. So you can drive with your left hand or drive with your right hand, but use your hands while you're driving is the important point. I'm trying to drive this point home. Even though I am right-handed, I'm not left-handed. So, anyway, that's the whole point about being right, especially in politics. If you're liberal, you want to be right about your stance as a liberal. If you're a conservative, you want to be right about that. You don't want to be liberal, and you don't want to be a lefty while you're being right. Okay, so it's good to be right about something. I know if you're a liberal and a Democrat, you want to be right about your political stance. And the Republicans and conservatives, I know you want to be right about, well, being a conservative, being right about being right. So you can be right about being right, and you can be right about being left. But you can't be left about being left, and you can't be left about being right. You understand me? You follow me? So you've got to be right about being left, and you've got to be right about being right, which means if you're right about that, and you're right on both points, that means the right is probably right. The left can't be right. The right is always right. The left is never right. So you can follow me, right? You can follow that whole ideology. Clear as mud, I know, which politics usually is, so I guess we're not right about anything, really. And you're left to think about what? About what is right.